As part of the project to map the exposure and vulnerability of populations to heat waves, several indices were calculated to measure sensitivity, coping capacity, and exposure. A vulnerability index was created by combining the results of the sensitivity and coping capacity indices. The sensitivity index incorporates fine-scale demographic and socioeconomic data of the Canadian population. The data, including age, income, type of dwelling, and household composition, come from the National Census, which is conducted every 5 years. The Coping Capacity Index was calculated using indicators of proximity to facilities and services that can provide shelter and relief from extreme heat, like shopping centers, parks, and public swimming pools. The Exposure Index was calculated using, among other things, information derived from satellite imagery on temperature, imperviousness of the ground, vegetation, and the built environment. A predictive model was used to determine the intensity of the urban heat island phenomenon and Canadian households' degree of exposure to heat waves. The numerical data, derived from the statistical analysis, were aggregated to Statistics Canada dissemination areas. For all the indices, statistical processing was used to synthesize and map the data. In order to map the areas where populations exposed to heat waves actually live, uninhabited portions of urban areas were not included. To this end, a file created by the European Commission allowing for the differentiation of inhabited and uninhabited areas was adapted and used. The geospatial data layers were integrated into a web application that allows users to explore the heatwave exposure and vulnerability maps.